had exchanged hands.
Instant money laundering.
Mike! Far's art gallery downstairs would have been the perfect launch site for national distribution system for illegal drugs.
Only the Ponties didn't buy Larry's story about what happened to their money. You know, police corruption? No, they wanted the drugs they bought.
So they grabbed him.
Yeah, and they tortured him to make him give up the whereabouts of the narcotics, but for some strange reason he never did.
Oh, Mike, do you think that Rita knew about this? I mean, was she part of it?
No, I don't think so, but the Ponties apparently do. They grabbed Rita to make her talk. They knew that the blame would go to the poison pen stalker, at least initially, and these ransom demands, come on, it's just a smokescreen for taking Rita somewhere and making her give up the whereabouts of the narcotics.
But surely they must realize by now that she doesn't know anything.
They soon will. And once they realize that she doesn't have the information that they want, they'll surely kill her.
Oh, and Mike, then those hints on your life, the Ponties were behind.
Bingo, baby. Using Chicago talent to muddy the waters. They knew when they read in the papers that I was tied with Rita again that they better get rid of me before the snatch went down.
So what now, Mike? I mean, do we call Chambers? Do we call the FBI? That's a stupid question.
We put the word on the street. And any news of strange activities, unusual movements where the Ponties and their family and their soldiers were concerned can be traded for cash. And the light and easy, odds of the answer materialized, snuggling up next to Velda.
Question. Who does business in empty waterfront warehouses?
Answer. No goods up to no good.
Question. What empty waterfront warehouse owned by the Ponties has seen significant activity over the past several days? Comings and goings? Including Sal Ponty himself.
That answer, I don't have.
You do now.
How's he pushed a piece of paper across the bar top, a waterfront address?
Question, Elder. Why do you hang out with a rumpled relic like Mike Hammer?
Well, answer. Nobody ever had a more loyal friend.
What do I owe you, boss?
Zip, it's on the house.
Why?
Same answer as Velda. Maybe you can rescue Rita Vance and wrangle me up one of those signed 8x10s.
Hey. Thank you, my friend.
Sure, Mike.
If Velda hadn't heard from me in an hour and a half, she was to give this address to Pat. Till then, sit tight. She didn't like it, but she'd do it. It was a hard, cold rain. Not so cold as to threaten snow, but cold enough and hard enough. And maybe this filthy city would finally get the cleansing it deserved. The Ponty family would get a cleansing either way. I left the Mustang in the alley, did a quick recon of the outer warehouse. Doors were locked, windows were few, very high up. Then I came to an old ladder that led to the roof. I scaled it. The roof slanted to a gentle A, and at its crest was a skylight. I made my way there. I knelt at that skylight as if praying, and praying wasn't a bad idea because I could see 2 stories down a small white figure sitting tied to a chair. A woman, naked, harsh ropes ringing her. Even from this distance, I could see the contusions. She'd been battered, her head was hanging, dark hair, sweaty, stringy, filthy. I couldn't see her face, but it was Rita all right. Was she alive? I couldn't tell. 2 guys were facing her. One, Sal Ponty. The other guy was a big guy, 6'4", maybe, beefy, Frankenstein, pushing 300 pounds. Plenty of it fat, but plenty of it not fat. And in the beefy man's hand was a blowtorch. The torch was off, but it was there, in his fist, ready to flame on.
Take another run at her, Ox.
Boss, she ain't got nothing left. You starved her for 2 days. That didn't do no good. We beat her good. You burned her with cigarettes. Didn't work on a husband. Why do you think it's gonna work on her?
Did you just say that crap in front of her?
Boss, she can't hear nothing. Hell, she may be dead. We're using the blowtorch touch on her, that'll work, maybe, sure. Got its appeal. But she's gotta be freaking conscious.
Oh, well, let's get her conscious then. Wake up, sleepyhead!
Oh, no, no,
Oh, she is awake. Miss Vance, do you remember how those cigarettes hurt?
I remember.
Okay, we'll take a look at what's Knox's dainty little hand.
Oh.
Ain't a cigarettes, but it'll be.
The blowtorch flame burned orange and blue, a terrible tongue ready to lick her flesh.
I don't know anything. I don't know where Laura did anything. I don't know.
Convinced her us?
You say so, boss.
There was a long fall, and I broke my right ankle doing it, even with that fat bastard to break my fall. But I broke his back, so it was a fair exchange. 4 Pawnee hoods were playing poker at a table over to my right. Another bug was seated at an old couch, ringside seat to the torture play. To say that they were surprised is an understatement. They all did me a favor of going for their guns. They did me another favor. They all died quick. No muss, no fuss. Sal wasn't as dumb as he looked. The skinny heir to the Pawnee throne had his own gun in hand, a 9mm, and he positioned himself behind the naked reader. He was sticking the weapon's snout into her neck. His head was just above hers, totem pole style. Sal, you lost your hair. I told you what I was going to do if you mussed the hair.
You heard, Hammer. Back off and drop the piece. Do that and I won't kill her.
Oh, you won't kill her, Sal.
Oh, won't I?
No. You see, motor functions shut off just like a light switch with a headshot.
Is that right, smartass?
Zulu.
Yeah, that's right, son. Then it was over. It was just me and Rita in the old warehouse. Everybody else was dead. I was glad to see her. But with my busted ankle and her all bruised and burned like that, I've had a better time than a naked woman.
Oh, my.
And not a bad insurance, huh? No. And then before I knew it, I was in the hospital in traction.
You been in to see him yet, Delta?
Yeah. He's in good spirits. He's on a morphine drip.
I always wondered what it would take to improve his personality. Want to come in with me?
No, go on. Boy talk time.
Care for a visitor, Mike?
Yeah, it's the least you can do, Pat. Me doing all your dirty work for you.
Yeah, frankly, I'm not sorry to see Sal Ponte and his soldiers take a dose of your medicine. Mike, they never even got off a shout.
Self-defense.
Yeah, and that's a recording, right?
Yeah.
We arrested Gold.
Oh, really? On what charge?
Criminal conspiracy so far. The DA has a few other ideas too. But the show will go on with Rita back in her role after a week's recovery. Till then, that kid Jenna Rise will stay in the part. You know, she's already been signed to another show.
It's not surprising. She's got what it takes.
How?
Balls.
Bye, buddy.
See you later, Pat. Rita didn't come around to see me that first day. But when she finally did, she looked great. She came to my bedside, she leaned in, and she kissed me.
Oh, Mike, how can I ever thank you?
That was a good start.
Turns out I'm even more broke than I thought I was. Federal people came and confiscated all of the art. Phonies, huh? Full of drugs.
Yeah. They'll make good wall hangings, but you'll need new frames, though.
And Mike Lawrence. It was phony too.
Yeah. But in the end, your hubby came through for you.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, he didn't tell the Ponties where the drugs were hidden. He was tortured to the point of death. But he didn't talk, and you know why?
I can't imagine.
Lawrence Farm knew that if he told the Ponties that drugs were hidden in those frames, they would invade the apartment and you would certainly have been a casualty. He did it for you.
Oh, you can't know that for sure.
That's what my gut tells me, baby. Lawrence Farr had to have some good in him, didn't he? You fell in love with him. So, what now?
Well, if you mean us, I'm afraid we're on hold for a while. I know, lousy of me, huh? Ungrateful.
Yeah, I heard you sticking with the show, I heard.
Yeah, so we're taking it on tour when we end. I mean, Mike, already this morning, my agent got offers of TV and movies.
Andrew Gold's PR stunt work.
Oh, I'll never work with that son of a bitch.
Not unless you're starring in the Sing Sing Folly.
I expect you there on my opening night.
Listen, I got free tickets. I'd go to just about anything.
We'll send an orchestra for you in Belgium. Look, when I come back, Mike, I want us to sit down and talk. We'll do sardies. I'll pay.
Oh, that's it. A place like that could break a blue-collar PI like me.
I'll never forget what you've done for me. Goodbye, Mike.
Yeah. Bye, baby.
I passed Rita in the corner, Mike. She's looking good, considering.
Just another comeback for her.
Well, actually, I thought she seemed a little blue.
Well, it was my fault.
Your fault.
Yeah, I broke the bad news to her.
What bad news?
I already have a co-star, though. All the world is a stage. Some dead English guy once said, and all the men and women merely players. They all have their exits and their entrances. And it's about time for me to make my exit. But listen, you come to my town, maybe you come to catch the sights, maybe catch a Broadway show. You don't let the bright lights fool you. Keep your wits about you, friend. But if you get yourself into trouble, I'm a man. The name is Hammer. Make a note.
give you my phone number? All right. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't. But you know what? I live in Clearwater for 18 years. So there. How do you know? Because I was making all that noise. Was that wrong? Okay, I'm sorry.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How is everyone?
Oh my God.
Come on out.
Oh, thank you for sticking around, you all. Now here's the part where you're supposed to ask some questions.
All right.